Ladies and gentlemen, hello, this is Eugene with Brew Banshee. Thank you for hanging out and watching some of my videos and all the support. You know, wherever I work, anywhere, I'm always looking for the closest tap room or breweries that are in the vicinity of where I work. A long time ago, I used to work for a startup company, and just by chance discovered this great brewery company called Freewheel Brewing, and they're just down the street from where I used to work, and so I used to come here pretty often to get myself a Frothy. So we're going to go talk to Devon a little bit. Devon I met the first day that I was doing the Brew Banshee video here, and overall just a cool cat. So let's go take a look at Freewheel Brewing Company and see what they're up to. Choo! It's Eugene again with Brew Banshee. I'm here with Devon. I think it was probably maybe 6-7 years ago, maybe even longer.
Well, it's been a long time, yeah.
So, as I said in the intro, Freewheel Brewing Company was my first Brew Banshee video, and Devon's been nice enough to allow me to come back and see what they're up to. So, tell me what you guys have been up to.
Yeah, well, thanks for coming back. We love having you here. You know, a lot's changed. A lot stayed the same, but a lot has changed. Obviously, especially the last year.
Yeah.
We have been open pretty much most of the last year. As you know, Eugene, we kind of introduced you, I think, to Cask Ales when you originally came in here.
That was the first time I had Cask Ales here.
Yeah. And Cask Ales, what we're always going to be known for. I mean, that's our, our first love. But definitely, since we saw you last time, we've kind of expanded our operations. Because originally, all we brewed was Cask Ale. And our whole setup in the back, our brewing equipment, was custom built to brew Cask Ale.
Right.
But since that time, I would say about a year or two ago, a year and a half, 2 years ago, we actually added a unit tank, so we're able to brew more carbonated beer here.
Nice.
So now, now we do a little bit, it's more 50-50 between cask and normal keg beer.
Yeah. All right,
my man. So this is our 6-beer sampler, which rotates all the time. As we were talking about earlier, we are brewing a lot of different things now. So you can just see, like, in the colors here, the variety, which is, I think, pretty incredible. So I don't know if you want to just go down the line. We can start tasting.
Let's start with number one.
Number one here. That's going to be the hoppier shade of pale. So that is kind of just our crowd-pleasing pale ale. 6.1%, kind of a West Coast pale. Has a little bit of a malt backbone to it. So we use Maris Otter on that. But you're going to get a lot of that beautiful mosaic.
Yeah.
We dry hop that with mosaic.
You definitely taste it.
Yeah. So we were talking earlier about how we do use a lot of whole wheat hops, but we do some pellets still, like with the dry hopping. So this is one of the beers we do dry hop. But what I hope maybe you got on that, Eugene, is that you taste a little bit more of a malty backbone than maybe a typical pale, and that's going to be from the from the Maris Otter, which is a very strong, beautiful malt that we use.
Yeah, it's kind of, for me, it has a kind of a relaxed taste on the back end.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
I think so. It's not like super assertive, right?
Yeah.
But you can definitely taste the hops, hopefully.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Great color, too.
Yeah, I mean, it's really nice, light, easy drinking. And again, I mean, the real reason we brewed that was because we just wanted a really solid, everyday pale ale.
Yeah.
And, 6.1%, it's not low ABV, but it's not high.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that sweet spot in the middle.
Yep.
You want to go to number 2 here?
Yeah.
So number 2 is going to be our Underground IPA. And we kind of call that a East meets West there because, again, it's going to have a stronger malt backbone than the typical IPA. No, I should say we have been brewing some IPAs that aren't as malty as well. But just right now, this one is. But it has a malt backbone, but then it has those more assertive West Coast hops to it. So why don't you give that a try?
Yeah.
And that one has more of that copper color. traditional IPA color.
Yeah, that's definitely good though.
You like it?
Yeah. Doesn't have much of a nose though to it.
Yeah, it's not a huge note. We do dry hop it, but
That's really good.
yeah, I mean it's just again, I think it's an easy drinking IPA, right?
Yeah.
It's not super trendy, hazy, big IPAs. It's something a little different.
Yeah, and I like, I like a regular California style IPA.
Yeah.
Like everyone else, it's just a
Yeah.
good taste for me. And for me, it's hard to venture out
Of that too much.
of that too much.
Yeah.
But this is why you do this.
Yeah.
Is so you can venture out.
Yeah.
And you can taste the difference between all of the beers.
Well, that's the thing, and then you might just find a style or something that you didn't know you actually really love, right?
Exactly.
But to that point, we actually have a Lucky Dog. It's called Lucky Dog IPA, which we have conditioning right now, which is going to be more not so malt forward, more assertive hops, more what maybe we're used to on the market right now. So we are doing some of that as well.
Yeah.
But let's have you taste number 3. So now we're going someplace completely different. We're going darker, right? Mm-hmm. And this is going to be a milk stout. So for those of you that aren't familiar, milk stout means there's some lactose added to give that extra creaminess.
Yeah.
But it's going to have a dry kind of finish to it, which I think is nice. It's not super sweet. It's called James Morris Milk Stout.
Wow. That's a killer taste.
You like that?
Yeah, that's really good.
Very
Right in
smooth,
the front.
right? Yeah.
Right in the front, it hits you.
I'm glad you like that one. Yeah.
That
It's one of my
is
favorites.
really good.
So, I mean, the nice thing with that, again, is it's very drinkable, right? I mean, a lot of times people, when they're not really into beer, I think, they get turned off by color,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Even though
They
this...
get intimidated.
It does intimidate them, right? Even though for a lot of people, they might see this lighter colored pale ale and think, oh, that's more my style beer, when in fact, like, that's way too hoppy for them, right?
Yeah.
Whereas, like, they might enjoy this because, again, it's smooth, velvety,
Yeah.
just a lot of flavor, but not heavy, I don't think.
Yeah. No, not heavy, and I would say for me that beer would be my last beer because the flavors are so. For me, they're so intense.
Yeah.
That like I don't really want to drink anything else after that.
It's a good, like, kind of dessert beer,
Yeah.
right? End of the day.
Yeah.
And we are kind of like, I mean, the way we're doing it today, you're kind of your taste buds are kind of go all over the place here, right?
Yeah.
Because from there, we're sending you over to a sour. So
Take
we're
me on an adventure.
There we
man.
go. So this is our should I stay or should I goza? Have you had many gozas? Are you familiar with that
No.
style? So a goza traditionally is in German style. It's a sour beer. It's a kettle sour, so it's you don't use traditional sour beer yeast, but it's a kettle sour and it's a little bit salty, and so it's a little bit different. You probably need to take a few. You got to wash this kind of taste to get that, and then do it again, I think.
Okay. Almost has like a. Let me taste it again.
Yeah, taste it again. This, I guess, let me throw some words at you. I think it's tart is the way we describe it a lot. Because again, a lot of sour beers, like really aggressive, assertive sour beers, can be too much for most people, right? Because they just like, I mean, there's definitely people that love those, but for somebody that doesn't want that mouth puckering sour, but wants something a little bit there, this is that, right?
Yeah.
It's refreshing, but you have that
This
sourness.
So, I'm not a huge sour fan.
Yeah.
Because of that fact.
Yeah,
Because they're like, they're overbearing on your taste buds, and you
Absolutely.
get the jaw.
You get it back in the
clench.
back of your tongue there, right?
Yeah. So this is really good because it's still sour, but it's mild,
Yeah.
and it's very drinkable.
It's very refreshing, right? That's
Yeah.
the thing. It's like, so hopefully, I mean, I know we're on an overcast, kind of cold day today, but hopefully you could picture yourself like on a hot day, kicking
totally.
back with one of those,
Yeah,
in
absolutely.
your lawn chair, just kind of hanging out.
Absolutely.
All right, cool. So those are the keg
Delicious.
beers we're making right now. And then, I guess I told you earlier, we have 2 Cask Ales
Look at
currently.
the
Yeah.
heads.
And you see the heads on those are gorgeous, right? And
Yeah.
that's that creamy, and you can see where these, you kind of lose the head more quickly. You keep that little bit of head on there.
Yeah.
So, this is kind of the most traditional one we're gonna taste today. Number 5 here is gonna be the Gallagher's Best Bitter. And Gallagher's Best is a classic English bitter, which means, you know, I don't think we want to go into all of the history of bitters and that, but basically that kind of came before IPAs, right? Where you had milds and bitters, and you know, to our taste buds now, I think we talked about this before, but bitters are not very bitter, right? Because they don't have as much hops in them, but they're very balanced, and you can really taste, I think, all the ingredients in this. So we use a traditional English yeast on this. And then we use malt from Admiral Maltings in Alameda. And you just get this really beautiful, drinkable pub ale. And again, this kind of beer, Eugene, I think you probably would agree with me, like, that wouldn't be the same beer if you put it on a keg.
No.
Because if it was colder or more carbonated, you lose a lot of that nuance to it, right?
It's so smooth.
Yeah.
You know, it's just a different beast.
Yeah, for sure.
You could even see the way it leaves, you know, the head on the glass. It's just different.
It's different. Yeah, so if you take, you know, we serve these in usually a 20-ounce proper imperial pint, and it leaves like rings. You can see every sip you have all the way down, right? But I don't know. I love it. Again, that's when we use this local malt for. So we're kind of like really, you know, taking this very old world style and, you know, again, it's super traditional, but we're kind of making it ours. And it's a California beer in the traditional English cask style.
It's awesome.
And the last one's actually my favorite of all these, and probably of all time that we make. You taste the milk stout here, but for me, and this was our most popular beer yesterday, which was St. Patty's Day. Not sure when this will go out, but it's our Winlock Stout. And the Winlock Stout is a classic dry UK style stout. So very roasty, tobacco-y, a little bit of chocolate to it, but very dry. And I just personally, I love those flavors.
Yeah.
So I mean, hopefully you like that as well.
I'm sure it's going to be even more smooth since it's cask.
It is, but it's not. But again, it's not sweet, right? With the most, they get a little more sweetness. With this guy, you just get that kind of roasty. It is. To me, that's an experience, that beer. It's very light-bodied, right?
Yeah. Surprisingly, though, actually.
Because again, you can sit here and you can have. I mean, you know, with stouts, a lot of times people think like, oh, a stout that's super heavy. That, again, for you, this might be more of an end of the day kind of beer, but it's light enough that you could have it in the middle of the day.
Yeah, actually, I feel this is lighter than this one.
It is in a lot of ways, yeah.
Just the way it kind of resonates in my mouth.
Yeah.
I feel like this is a lighter tasting one, but also lighter means you can drink. You know, if it tastes lighter to me, then that's I'll have
more.
A couple pints.
And that's the thing. And for like our palates now, I mean, a lot of people might think this even tastes more like a porter.
Yeah.
Right? Because again, I mean, what American stouts are kind of now with their higher ABVs and that, this kind of leans towards, again, that classic style, but what we might think is a porter or something like that now.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Very good. Nice selection. Thank you so much.
Well, like I said, I think the cool thing is, you know, within this, you kind of have something for everybody, right? If you want something darker, hoppier, lighter, a little sour. But the other thing that we've been doing, and I'll show you this on the way out, is that we've been doing more canning.
Yeah.
One thing we did for the pandemic is we bought a crowler machine.
Oh, nice.
Which we do some in the front here, but then that also gives us the ability to crowler in the back and have more of a stock.
Yeah.
So that's a big thing. So the nice thing is, even if like none of these are exciting you as much, we have additional things in can and crowler that you can take home or even drink.
Right. Well, especially during the pandemic where you couldn't have anyone in here.
Well, that was huge for us, right?
It's like you're selling to go the entire time.
And that was huge for us because
if you can't bottle some of this stuff, at least you can put it in crowlers.
Well, exactly, right?
Yeah.
And that way we were able to still move beer during the pandemic, which, you know, a lot of places weren't. They had to dump beer. Luckily, we didn't have that problem because people were buying a lot of crowlers to go during that time. So it was cool.
Yeah, so was I.
Yeah, good.
So keep on supporting your local breweries.
Absolutely.
And tap rooms.
And then, again, we're always brewing new things. We got the Sip and Place Pills coming, the new Lucky Dog IPA. And oh, an Admiral Blonde Ale. So you have to come back here in a month or two and there'll be all new stuff to drink.
Yeah, definitely. Give me your hours of operation.
So we're open right now Tuesday through Sunday from 11:30 a.m. to 8 p.m. And as you had mentioned, we have the patio fully open and 50% inside. When business dictates, we'll probably open a little bit later and open up again on Mondays.
All right, sounds good. Thanks so much for my care package. Woo!
Yeah.
Loving it. All right, Devon, you're the man. Thank you so much, sir.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it.
All right, we're out. See ya. Hey everyone, thank you again for watching the video. I really appreciate it. Big thanks to Devon and the crew over at Freewheel Brewing Company. They are always pushing the envelope to make better beers and amazing cask ales. So if you haven't had one, get your butt over there now and go get yourself some. Stay frothy, my friends. Always support our small businesses, our local brewers and tap rooms, of course. They're the ones that keep us frothy. And yeah, thanks again. Check out brewbanshee.com for your merch. See ya.